All right, everybody, we're on a new venture on the Fat Bob, and I welcome everybody to my channel, and it's slowly growing, and I thank everybody for subscribing. I'm much obliged, and by the grace of God, I got a few subscribers, and hopefully it'll grow. If it doesn't, it's okay. If it does, that's okay. As long as it helps one person, then I'm absolutely ecstatic about it. The story for today is when I was in Israel a while back ago, I remembered this story. I was in the old city, and I seen an old pool, and it had like broken down columns around it and everything, and I thought to myself, I said, could that be the Pool of Bethesda? In the Hebrew tongue, it's called Bethesda. And it made me think of a story, and it's in the book of John. And they had this man. Jesus went up to Jerusalem on a feast day. It was a feast day, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. And he was walking through Jerusalem, and they had this pool, the Pool of Bethesda, that once a season, an angel would come down from heaven and trouble the water, and whoever first comes into the water is made well. And nobody would help this poor man. Nobody would help him. For 38 years he laid in that condition, and nobody would help him get into troubled water first to be cured. And Jesus comes along, being in Jerusalem on a feast day, and he looks down and he sees this poor man that nobody wants to help. And this is just like Jesus. You know, this is just like Jesus. So I tell you, praise God on that. And he says, "Wilt thou be well?" In other words, he's asking him, "Do you want to get well?" And he looked up at Jesus and he says, "I have nobody to help me get in the water when the water's troubled to be cured." And Jesus immediately said, "Pick up your mat and walk." And the man believed Jesus, got up, was immediately cured, rolled up his mat, and started walking. Well, the Pharisees found out about this because it was on a Sabbath day. And the Pharisees seen the man walking through the temple area in the old city, and they said, "Why, don't you know it's against the Sabbath to carry this mat?" And he said, "The man that cured me told me to walk." And the Jews thought that Jesus did a good deed by curing the man that nobody wanted to help. Nobody wanted to help that poor man. And Jesus helped him, and Jesus gets persecuted for it by the Pharisees because he did it on the Sabbath day. So Jesus was willing to endure the persecution of the Pharisees to heal that poor man that lay there for 38 years. And Jesus came across them again, and he goes, "I see you're well," Jesus said to the man. And he says, "Go and sin no more, or a worse thing may happen to you." So evidently, the infirmity that man had had to be a grievous sin that 38 years prior he committed, because Jesus wouldn't have said, "Go and sin no more, or a worse thing will come upon you." And we had to remember, and when I was in Israel, I was sitting on the steps in Israel looking at the old ruins of the old city, and I seen this bathing pool. Was it the Pool of Bethesda? I don't know. But it was I could not stop thinking about that story when I looked at that bathing pool. Of course, it had just a little water at the bottom, and it was all broken up and everything. But you can tell it was a pool in the old city of Jerusalem, and you seen, and they had structures around it, and it looked like it could have been the Pool of Bethesda. And I think what the story is what Jesus tries to tell us is that even though it causes us persecution, we must always help people. Because my goodness, Jesus went through tremendous persecution helping that poor man that nobody would help. And I was just thinking about that story, and Jesus was willing to endure the persecution of the Pharisees of curing them on the Sabbath day, and to help a poor man that nobody would help, even though his infirmity was because of sin. Did that man go and commit the same sin again that put him in that condition? the Bible does not say. The Bible doesn't tell us, but all we know is that Jesus cured him, and he endured tremendous persecution for doing it. And I looked at that pool when I was in Israel, and I thought to myself, that man could have been laying right there where I'm looking. It could have very well been the Pool of Bethesda. It could have very well been. It was probably likely it was. Nobody knows for sure. But it's a story also tells us to go out our way to help people. I deal, and I say this quite often, and I don't want to wear it out or anything, but I deal with affliction and pain, and the Lord has certainly comforted me in my affliction. But we must help one another in these end days, love one another, pray for one another, and my goodness, go the extra mile for somebody. And I definitely know what wrongful persecution feels like. And it's not pretty. But with that being said, I hope everybody's doing good. I pray for my subscribers and my non-subscribers and my future subscribers. I'm not trying to make money off the I don't even put that, what did I call, monetization. I did it at first, but then I quit doing it. And I'm not in it for the money. It's God provides food for me and my wife. And but with that being said, everybody have a great day. Praise God. Lift up your head and rejoice. Our redemption draweth nigh. Jesus' return is soon. And I'll say it until that cloud parts and that trumpet sounds, that his return is soon. And the signs are there. So let's all get our house in order and be kind of worthy to escape the things that's about to come on the earth. We love y'all, and y'all take it easy now. We catch you on the flip side. Everybody take care now.